Hi, welcome to the SEO podcast, Internet Secrets of Unknown Marketing.
That's right, of unknown content.
Content unavailable and unaware.
What's up, everybody?
Its presence. My name is Chris Burris, owner of eWebStyle.
Paul Hansen, sales manager at eWebStyle. Welcome back to another Fun-Filled Friday.
This is podcast number 99. We actually have a tradition here where we talk briefly about the previous podcast. There were two tips from the previous podcast. One of them is make a mobile version of your website, and then the other one is a tip that is not in my paper hands right now. So we'll say there's one tip from the last podcast, and go back and listen to that podcast. We talked pretty much all things mobile, right, in that last podcast.
Pretty much mobile. Creating a mobile site using a handheld.css style sheet. Tips to avoid certain pieces of software that give you shortcuts and file names. So it's about mobile, and everything is going mobile, so go back and listen to 98.
98, yeah. This is
98.
Podcast number 99. Next one will be, woohoo, 100.
100.
We're pretty excited today. First, we just, I don't know, it's not a shout-out, kind of our condolences, our thoughts and prayers with Japan, who has just had a massive earthquake this morning.
That is, I know we have some listeners out there in Japan who probably decided not to listen
to this today. Yeah, probably.
Because of pressing prior engagements. But man, I woke up this morning and I got up, I jumped on my Facebook. Let me see what's going on Facebook, and I'm just saying Japan. I'm like, oh shit, man, something happening. I was thinking that Japan decided to go to war with us, and I was like,
not again.
I feel sorry for y'all, man.
Look what happened.
Yeah, but man, that's crazy. There's some. My heart really goes out to those people.
9.8 or something?
8.9.
8.9. Oh, man, that's crazy.
So that is crazy. Definitely, our thoughts and prayers go out to all of our listeners and non-listeners in Japan.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, we are the most popular SEO podcast on iTunes. I do want to put this teaser out. We've gotten some notes. We have a tradition of talking about, kind of our Facebook listeners, answering some questions, covering some current news, and any new listeners. Yes, there is going to be SEO content, and today it's going to actually be about the changes to the Google search algorithm that happened about a week and a half ago.
Yes, very recently.
There will be content. Just bear with us. We have some kind of housekeeping that we've got to take care of. And one of the first things is, I don't think I had a review. I do have this. This is on Facebook. Matt Edwards left a note. He said, "Hey guys, love the podcast. I rated you on iTunes a few months back, but haven't heard you mention it. I went back and checked, and I didn't see one from him. So, Matt Edwards, if you're out there, if you're listening, and we know you are, go ahead and resubmit that iTunes podcast, or at least tell me which one it is." Anyway, thought this might be interesting. Google, and he actually had a link to a video by Matt Cutts. Google announced they are dialing down the importance of keywords and domain names.
Oh, okay.
And all I got to say is,
I did see that on the
about time.
Yeah, thank you.
Because let's be honest, if the difference between being in the first page and not in the first page is the fact that I decided to go, my company name is XYZ, and another company decided to call their company HoustonPlumber.com. Really,
yeah.
Should that have any value?
Not
no.
Really. They're all because they're first because they bought the name first. That kind of sucks.
Yeah. Anyway, Matt Edwards is from Melbourne, so we got another listener from Melbourne, and he is with Empty Head Designs or emptyhead.com.eu. I like the name Empty Head because it's
it's pretty cool.
Seems
creative.
open.
Empty-headed, and I'm open-minded.
There's no crap stuffed in there. The other Facebook thing that I printed out here that I thought was worth mentioning is from our South by Southwest correspondent, Dean Calhoun.
What's up, Dean?
All right, Dean. Hopefully you're enjoying South by Southwest. He sent us a private message. Apparently, Apple has a pop-up store at the South by Southwest convention. Event. We'll call it the event. And basically, the pop-up store. Like, my mind went immediately to pop-up books and what? Wow, how are they doing that? It's like a whole new technology, and they're announcing it at South by Southwest. No, it's just an Insta store, so that they can sell their iPad 2s, which are coming out today.
Oh, okay, like a booth?
Yeah, like a booth.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was thinking
store.
like a new iPad store. Whatever.
See, you're like me too. Like, there's something new about it or whatever. Yeah, when you press the button, the door pops up or something. You know, that we come to expect so much from Apple now.
We really
like,
do.
Pop-up store doesn't mean just a store that popped up.
Yeah, it's like push a button and you have a store.
A dude walks out. So yeah, Dean Calhoun. His note was. This is interesting. The beauty of controversy. So he participates in a listserv. Yeah, it's old school. Anyway, he ranted about he was talking about how Facebook was the old guard that's on the list server were saying that Facebook's not professional enough. And then he started talking about Generation Yers.
Okay.
And then there's all sorts of controversy. And he actually, similar to the post we put where our customer Patrick Wan had an article on the first page of MSN. He's got this huge spike
in traffic
because Generation Y created all this traffic and controversy and everything. So
that was Dean's.
That's Dean's.
Oh,
yeah,
that's what's up.
So congrats, Dean, for all the traffic.
And I know, and Dean, I've always said this many times. Dean is really good about keeping up with changes in technology for his site. With I think they have a mobile version of their site. They've got a mobile app, I believe, the AffyTrack app for Affidility Solutions. So they do a wonderful job of keeping up with the trends that are happening.
I think I would say ahead of the game, especially for that industry, right?
I'd say definitely ahead of the game.
And here we go. I thought this was really interesting, this piece of news. Amazon ends affiliate program in Illinois.
Why?
Because the governor passed a tax saying that the affiliates must collect sales tax on purchases in Illinois. So if I'm an Illinois affiliate and an Illinois person purchases, I'm going to get some scratch from Amazon. Now the governor of Illinois has decided, hey, I got a great idea. Let's make some scratch of it. By the way, the money, maybe I guess they're going to make the sales tax on the whole thing or something. Anyway.
Thanks, Blagojevich.
I think it's retarded, right? Because it's too complicated, and look what happened. And
you're being a douche.
And what do we think the odds of that getting yanked are?
Of the
yank the law so that all the Illinois affiliates who are making money from Amazon. Because anyone who ever was making money as an affiliate from Amazon in Illinois,
stop. Yeah.
Done.
For real.
Absolutely done.
If Rod Blagojevich doesn't make money, nobody makes money.
That's he was on that show, Celebrity Apprentice.
Oh, he was.
He did pretty good.
Douchebag.
Yeah, he didn't know how to work a computer though, at all. Right, so you're right, he is a douche. So I got this one other note. I said this is a really cool article. It's actually, if you guys are familiar with SEO and the Google Golden Triangle, if you're not, you need to go out and Google the Google Golden Triangle and get caught up on that. Anyway, there was a new survey and a new kind of Google Golden Triangle study, and it was really interesting. One of the things that really stood out for me is 22%. People, basically what happens is they strap on this equipment on people's eyes, and so they're monitoring what they're looking at, and then they're asking them to do searches. And as they're searching, they're monitoring where their eyes are going, and they're actually plotting in kind of how much time people spend on certain areas of that image, of that search result. And what they found was that participants spent 22% more time viewing Google ads, so that's of course a Google search, than they did on a Bing-sponsored site, which is of course on a Bing search.
Okay. So why? Other than the fact that Bing sucks, why? Let's just take that out of the picture.
By the way,
Bing doesn't suck.
Later in this podcast, Bing is going to die. We'll leave you with that teaser. And the other reason would be?
I would say what I read when I read that article was that Google gives more content in their ads than Bing does. Bing restricts their content to one line of text. Google gives you 2 lines of text.
And we always talk about
content is king.
Content's king, and the fact that if I search for, again, Houston Plumber, and I don't see Houston Plumber in the ad, I'm just not going to go. If you got 2 lines of text, some people use that ad text and they're trying to put other stuff, trying to, maybe put an offer or whatever. Not a bad idea. And first, what you need to do is make sure you got the keywords that they use to get to you. So you've got to make sure that that's in there, and that's probably the difference, or at least some of it.
I think this is a pretty big factor if you are big on PPC. What's up to Aaron Goldman? I just had to say that because Chuck said it like that in his rap. So if you're doing PPC and you know, okay, everybody knows that Google controls the lion's share of the market, and they also charge the highest prices for PPC because they get most of the traffic. So a lot of you are probably saying, hey, let me go to Bing and Yahoo. They don't get nearly as much traffic, but the price is cheaper. So that's if you're one of those people, that fact is for you.
Yeah.
Yes, the price is cheaper.
But yes, it's going to take longer.
It's going to definitely take longer. Would I say not do Bing? No, I'm not saying that. But just know that going in, you're going to get less visitors, and there's a lower conversion ratio, a lower click-through ratio.
Right.
But it is cheaper, so you got to weigh your options.
And the cheapest of all, I think right now, is actually Facebook. So certainly consider that. They can really highly target what ads are being seen. So
yes, and what I've heard, they have the cheapest ad, have great prices. However, they give you less data. I have very little experience. I have zero experience actually going into Facebook ads. So but you know what? I'll put up an ad just to.
I did a really long time ago and didn't bid so low that I don't think it ever showed. So, and that was just for a hobby anyway. All right, so let's get into a little bit of the meat here. We've got a lot to cover. We're going to bring Charles out a little bit earlier today because we want to talk about, you know, what's going on
There's a lot going on
in the rap world and in the SEO world and in
yes.
the PPC world
and in the world of head-to-head battles,
the contest. So let's we're going to cover like one or two of these, and then we'll bring Chuck out. This is search algorithm updates that occurred about a week and a half ago with Google. This was posted by Suzette Gardner. She posted it March 9th, and the website is marooninteractive.com.
Some of you may have heard of this. I heard this term, the Valentine's Day Massacre by Google. I thought it was pretty cool.
That's fun.
Apparently, there was a massacre that happened. I did not know this. The massacre that happened on Valentine's Day somewhere in some country.
Oh, yeah, no, that was in Chicago.
Oh, in my own country.
Ever on top of geography, Paul.
Oh, yes. Okay, for everybody that's listening in Oslo's in Norway. I had to give a shout out to a homegirl last week, and she called me out and corrected me. She was like, yeah, by the way, genius, Oslo's in Norway. So it's not in Sweden or Switzerland. Sorry.
We actually had a lady in from Denmark yesterday looking for a website being put together and an internet marketing campaign, so that was pretty cool.
That's probably not in Norway?
No.
Okay.
No.
It sounds like a country.
Yeah. It sounds like a country because it is a country. All right, so here was the first thing. Websites with better quality content will move to the top of search rankings.
Duh. Why are we waiting until 2011 for you to make that algorithm change? I thought that was implied with using Google, but okay.
And what Google is saying is it's describing this content as information such as research, in-depth reports, and thoughtful analysis. Google's getting better at contextual awareness. Yes. So is it a research paper or is it just fluff designed to get information out there? I think an easy way to probably and really think about if you're going to put something together, you want to have a graph, right? You want to have a list. You want to have conclusions, maybe. Okay. So those are things you might want to start including into.
What about start including video?
Ooh, there's an idea.
Because video is technically content.
Make sure, just like we said, I think it was about 6 months ago when we were talking about video. Make sure, remember, Google can transcribe the actual video manually, not manually, automatically. So make sure that what you're saying in the video, one, is clear and can be transcribed by their automated systems, and two, is contextually relevant to the information around it.
Yes. So if you are a Houston plumber, make sure that your video is about Houston plumbing.
Yep.
I think that would be
germane to the situation.
Which means
important.
Yes. I was going for self-explanatory. You think it's self-explanatory, but there's got to be douchebags out there spamming and trying to get their websites up. So,
well, and some of the same things, just like imagine the script that you're going to put for your video just being the text of the website. Imagine that, because you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
If you were doing that, you would do a couple things. You would make sure the keywords, you would make sure you had good keyword density, you would make sure the keywords were mentioned early in the script, et cetera, et cetera.
And not over keywording it or spam, whatever you want to call it.
Spam talking.
Yeah.
All right. Next is users will get the most relevant answers to queries.
Okay.
Let's just skip that one, because I thought that was the purpose of a search engine.
Well, and it also talks about, the most notable updates to this portion were location-based results. So, if you've used Google on your mobile phone, when you set it up, it asks you, hey, would you like to use your location in your searches? So they're geo-targeting, I guess, your searches in terms of geographic relevance.
Right.
So you may have seen that so if you're searching, you're getting more searches in your geographic area, which to some searches is definitely more relevant.
That makes sense. All right, so those are our first two. Let's go ahead and bring out Chuck. While he's coming and joining us, we'll talk about the next one. Low quality sites will be suppressed in search results. That's Google hasn't done this in the past. They haven't, at least not that we know of.
They haven't, because link farm. Well, I wouldn't say link farms.
Chuck!
Gone, but content farms, I'd say that had the biggest effect on this was content farms. Content farms took a hit. That's pretty much what I read in the St. Valentine's Day massacre that Google did. They're going after.
Oh, they massacred the content farms. Yeah. That would be a massacre. That would be a good massacre as opposed to the Chicago massacre.
Yeah. I very well could be. I could be butchering 3 or 4 different news stories into one.
Yeah.
Actually. So. I could have just read something about the massacre and then read something.
Or is that
about
what happened
Google.
to you because you forgot to get a gift on Valentine's Day?
Oh yeah. Oh no, I purposely didn't get any gifts.
There will be no gift. Here's my gift. It's a note that says there will be no gift.
Sorry.
That's full of the love and accurate geography in my heart.
Yes.
Yeah, but what they did was they killed the content forms. People mining out content and trying to repurpose the same content that the whole purpose behind it was really to eliminate people who not using original content on their site. So if you're putting your site out there, you have to sit down, come up with some original content. You can't go site jacking no more.
Yeah.
And what I'm concerned about. Remember the whole 75% rule?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How does that come into effect in here?
Are they going to change that?
Exactly. And so I guess we'll see.
Explain the concept of site jacking to those who don't know what site jacking is.
Stealing. Stealing. It's a jack move.
When you go to one site and you highlight and copy, and then you paste it into
Break
your own
yourself,
content.
fool. Give me that content.
Give me that content.
That's what
Well,
it
and
is.
there were site jacking sites out there that were actually just all they were codes that went out and grabbed stuff.
Yeah.
And I think probably what Google did was just tighten up how much was considered duplicate content. Mm-hmm. If you had 3 paragraphs of duplicate content from some site and then 3 from another site, that was probably sliding through. And then they decided, well, we can't do that because that's all relevant content, but it's all site jacked. So now let's look at these in smaller packets, and let's say, okay, if it's 3 paragraphs, we'll start monitoring, and we'll say how much of this is duplicate from other places. Boom, off. And that's what happened to us.
Yeah.
That's what happened to our podcast, SEO podcast page. That's why we got dumped. So.
Well, which was strange because our podcast page wasn't like duplicate content.
Well, the bottom half of it was.
It was repetitive,
right?
But it wasn't like duplicate from like somebody else's site.
Well, it was. I think Google saw it as duplicate from Podomatic.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And
both of our sites.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Podomatic had the original content. Really, there's an RSS feed created by Podomatic
that populated over here.
Well, and we had hard coded, so we had taken specific, and it was still this exact same content from the Podomatic, and I think that's why we ended up getting dumped, and then we tweaked it and brought it back, and that's what we do. That's why we monitor websites on a monthly basis to make sure things like that don't happen. So
here's another tip to kind of go off this last thing about content farms. There's a couple companies you will recognize: Demand Media AOL and the Huffington Post have all been accused
AOL.
of these
My
such
blank stare
tactics.
news.
Yes.
Oh, are they?
Most notable, there was a story about the Huffington Post about the Super Bowl that this guy called the greatest example of SEO whoring of all time. So, and now everybody knows that they were AOL, Huffington Post, Jefferson Penny got accused of some black hat tactics and got banned. So that's what's
Did
up.
he just say Jefferson Penny?
Yeah, he
Okay.
did.
I was
did
just
Jefferson
checking.
Penny? Oh. I don't even know what JC stands for in the penny.
Jefferson,
It stands for
Jefferson Conrad Penny.
That's what it stands for now. That's what's up.
It'd be funny if it did, actually. The other note here with low quality sites is that Google is actually, with Chrome allows you to rank and block sites. And they're saying that they're starting to incorporate some of that. Mm-hmm. And I think that's actually a really good idea. A couple podcasts ago, we were talking about a discussion between Matt Cutts, a Bing guy, and a Bleco guy. And the Bleco guy was saying that they have Bleco is a search engine. If you're not aware, it's BLECCKO.
Yeah.
And what they end up doing is you have the ability to hide results or flag them as spam. And if they get enough people flagging them as spam, they just don't show it in the results
They
anymore.
remove it from their SERPs.
And I think there's a lot of value in that. Of course, your criteria has to be pretty high. You can't just have I don't know, some competitor of ours go out and say hide, and then all of a sudden we're banned.
You kind of like I forget what it was called. It was kind of real big early in AdWords. Click fraud.
Yeah.
Similar to that.
Yeah.
You know, where people saying your site is spam.
And it's interesting. So what's the criteria? Is it 1,000? Is it 10,000? You know, at what point do you pull it out?
Probably a combination of quality of people doing it, location, where it happened at, IP address, and all sorts of other stuff.
Yeah, hopefully. So yeah, if it's just one city in one country called India, then it shouldn't count.
One thing that I noticed that from this point, like the hacked websites and domains responsible for spam are being pushed down in the results or being eliminated. It says that one of the biggest companies, and everyone has heard of this, that's taking an L on this is eZine Articles.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting, because they have a lot of, WiseGeek.com and eZineArticles.com are among the biggest losers in the algorithm tweak. Google generated traffic dropped more than 75%.
Which kind of sucks.
Which really sucks.
Because eZine was all about user-generated articles.
Yes.
People posting comments and articles about whatever, and it did have a nice amount of link love.
Yes.
Whatever they shot those links to. And so, yeah, if you were doing that, tight on you.
Yeah, so what if you have links to those sites? Now, I can't say if any of these sites have dropped in their page rank or in their trust rank, because I don't know as of just yet, but this is something to think about. If you are linking to a content farm, you might want to double check your links. If you had links to or from eZine or AOL, now seriously, who's going to dump a link from AOL?
Yeah.
Nobody in their right mind.
AOL's been dumping lately.
Yeah. Wait a minute. I would double check that link and double check the
See if
the
it's
PR.
still there.
Yeah, double check and see if it actually still brings value to your website. There's a couple other sites, and Huffington Post, if you get what's up.
No, I read this. If you steal, borrow, take, liberate, or copy content from other websites. I like that. It's not jacking. It's liberating.
Liberation.
It was confined in the one website, and we're just allowing it to be free in the web community.
Like Columbus liberated the Native Americans.
And we're going to liberate all y'all to one state.
All right. Okay, and that was copycat websites moved to the bottom. That actually happened to us, and it says C number 1. So I don't know why the number 5. Maybe it was just the release that that Google had. All right. There's a beef.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
There's a rap SEO. Let's call it. It's really an internet marketing
It's like
rap
ground
beef.
beef. It's not even beef.
Yeah.
It's not even like steak.
It's ground beef.
So for you guys who have been following,
70-30.
PPCMC came out and challenged the SEO rapper here standing next to us, Chuck, to a live battle, right?
Yeah.
And he came out with a Well, we'll call it a video.
It was a video.
We'll call it a
video.
rap. We'll call it a rap.
Yeah.
And you put together just a killer response to it. I mean, if you go onto YouTube, it's actually easier to find if you type PPCMC because you have other videos that have so many views.
It's easier to find if you go to the
SEOrapper.com
and just click on it's right there in my rotating banner. Says SEO Rapper versus PPCMC. Click there and I outline the whole story on how he challenged me, how I declined it. Then he kind of started feeling himself, I guess, and decided to put a video out, which was lame. And then I came back.
So we had some fresh, new content.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
What a concept.
So now the other night, though, he posted another one.
Another one.
Round 2, he calls it.
Ding, ding,
And
ding.
he's going back at me. Pretty much called me fat. Said I ate Mac cuts.
That
That was funny.
That was
I ain't
funny.
gonna lie.
That was funny.
That was
I said I ate Matt Cuts. I thought that was funny.
And
he talked
was,
about my
he was
dance.
tripping on your dance. I was like, by
best
the way,
part-
before we continue that story, I want to segue because in looking up,
Yeah.
researching, checking out stuff, I ended up on a website that was talking about the PageRank, and the comments were hilarious.
Oh,
and we
About
got
the PageRank dance?
Yeah, well, not
yeah.
about the PageRank
No,
dance,
about
but so it's your PageRank song, and somebody put this nice 2-3 paragraphs about it and how it's actually good content, which we all know. It's actually well composed rap. It's actually nice. The first comment was hilarious. It said, "I'm going to lose my virginity to this song."
I can help you do that.
That's what's up.
And then it just went off in this whole angle of reminds me back in the day when I rapped as HTMLL Cool J.
I
love these
the
comments.
NWWWA.
Yeah. Another one was DMXML. The notorious URL.
I like that one.
That's good. ISP Diddy.
It took me a minute to get that one, but I got it. I was like,
CP Eminem.
Yeah,
CPM cost $2,000. I do like ASCII E.
I like that one. ASCII. That was pretty cool.
FT Penis. Just funny because it's got the word penis in it. I don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna chill on that one. I'm gonna file transport my. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
MC Metatag.
I like that one. MC Metatag.
Big Boylian. Boolean is a computer term. And then another comment later down was like, uh-oh, now here comes the inevitable East Coast, West Coast search engine feud. It will ultimately end in the sad death of the notorious B-I-N-G.
That's what's up. Wow.
And then I just love this one. I don't trust raps that teach me stuff. Don't try to make me a better person with your rhymes. I love how these things just segue. That's how social media works,
That's
right?
how social. You start off with one topic, and more people chime in. The topic tends to spread, which is a good thing. You get interesting, unique content like that.
So you put out the video, the response to him, and all the comments are like, "You killed him. What's he doing? He'll never come back." And what happens?
He comes back.
He comes back.
He comes back, and so
Aaron
it's all good. I'm not sure if I'm gonna respond or not. You
Yeah,
got the privilege to hear it. I think both of y'all heard it.
Chuck, he was apparently fired up after he saw the video and laid down the track like immediately.
Freestyle on top of that. And let me clarify this 1 second, because Aaron, he gets out there and he's like, Chuck, you do this rehearsed, and you're a great producer, and blah blah blah. This is,
By the way,
freestyle.
all true. Great producer. We'll take that compliment.
Yeah, man. Look, this is off the top of the head, just going at you, bro. So yeah. Put your seatbelt. Get ready.
I got one line really sums it all up. And I'm gonna see if I'm
waiting on
And I don't remember it. I was like, I really gotta know this now.
It's lyrical
abusing.
Yeah. If you decide to put in it, honestly, I think eventually you should put it out because it's awesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure it's right. He's all I see is like I thought of this. The bell goes off and they come out.
Mm-hmm.
He comes out flailing. That's all I get is like his arms are all over the place. He's trying to put together this rap and this video, and his arms are frail. And if you really put that out, it's gonna be just like ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
You know,
those robot hands, and his head goes up like this.
Rock'em sock'em.
Yeah, rock'em sock'em.
I think you should let your Facebook followers let them kind of guide you, because my feeling is it's too much.
So
like
that's what you do. If you follow me on Twitter @Chuck, Facebook/MoSerious, holla at me. Give me your opinion. Matter of fact, go to my boy Darren Bowie. Hold on, let me take this time to shout out to Mona. Darren's cat passed this morning. Cat's named Mona.
Wasn't it
Mona? And so, Darren created a page, Ultimate SEO PPC Battle.com. Go to that site, check it out, vote for me. Watch both videos, and comment. Let me know if I should respond or not.
Actually, you don't even need to watch both videos. Watch the one on the left.
Yeah, watch mine because his is on there.
You put his first, and then so you can see both of them all put together there.
Yeah, so check that out. Then holler at me. Let me know what you think.
Now, if that wasn't blank stare enough, we actually have some blank stare.
I got
news
some
right
blank
here.
stare.
So.
Blank.
Oh yeah, that's all
nothing,
the way
empty.
blank. That was
Empty head.
Good
job.
Super blank. White Matrix, white room blank. Oh yeah, but we're talking about AOL. Remember they acquired Huffington Post
right
a few weeks ago, right? Blank stare for you, AOL. They fired like over 200 people.
How many people work there? Don't say like
250.
No, but they fired over 200 people to bring on Huffington's 200 people.
Oh, they fired their own
AOL
200
did?
people. Oh,
that's gotta suck.
Yeah, they gotta suck. Like, okay, so I imagine the Huffington people coming in like, "Gonna give me that disc."
Yeah.
That's stapler.
Yeah,
What's your name,
let me
John?
get that keyboard.
John Smith? Yeah, you gotta go. In fact, they asked me to give you this, and I really need that spot right now.
Yeah.
That's
What's your password?
It sounds like that's extra weak, bro.
It doesn't happen that way. Usually, like the acquired company gets the pink slips.
yeah.
That's
They
cool.
brought them on. It shows
Interesting.
you what they thought about you guys.
Wow. That's harsh.
That is
That
really
is
harsh.
blank stare news. All right, you guys have been listening to the most popular SEO podcast on iTunes. You can stalk us, follow us on twitter.com ewebstyle, like us on facebook.com/ewebstyle. We've got a YouTube channel, youtube.com/ewebstyle. Send us an email, podcast@e-webstyle.com. We also do websites. We really, the company's kind of evolved where we'll take care of not just SEO, but everything internet marketing, down to videos, social media, whatever it may be.
Banner ads,
Websites.
SEO, PPC, website, custom. You gotta throw custom in there. Custom website design.
Well, and there's a real value of having one company that does all of this. So if you are out there looking for somebody to design your website or somebody to do your internet marketing, there's real value. In fact, Goldman in his rap, I say in quotes, said that it takes weeks to get an engineer to make a change to a website, and he can change the
PPC.
ad of PPC instantly. It doesn't take weeks for us to make a change.
10 minutes.
Yeah, if we decide to pull the trigger, it happens. And I think there's value in having the web design company and the internet company the same. And one of those values is we look at the performance of a website. If your web designer makes a website and hands it off to an internet marketing company, and they're like, "Oh, we're throwing all this traffic out at great, but what if the traffic's not closing?
Yeah, what if it's not converting?
Who's responsible for making sure that the traffic arriving at your website actually turns into something? If it's just a newsletter sign up, if it's an actual
e-commerce, it's
customer.
a purchase, it could be a download, it could be a contact form submission, a phone call, whatever that preferred method of contact is. Who becomes responsible? The internet marketing person or the web design person?
Yep.
Right? And depending on how much you're paying them, they might, you might fall through the cracks, and you end up with a site that looks good, gets traffic, and no conversions. That's one of the benefits of having a company that'll do all of it.
Yep. So even if you're not choosing us, make sure that the company you're working with has some experience on the whole process, because the whole process collectively is of value. Individually, there's actually not as much value in it. The sum of the whole is greater than the sum of the parts.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell Aaron Goldman.
Yeah, I think that is.
Dude, I do more than just SEO.
Yeah.
Right. Like, wake up, bro.
And then you slammed him on his own PPC tactics.
Yeah. Watch the videos. Y'all check it out.
Thank you guys for listening. Again, we appreciate it if you go out onto iTunes, create an account, put a review. Let us know about that review. If you go to our Facebook page, there is a reviews. Well, it used to be a tab, right? Now it's because Facebook's changed.
Yeah.
On the left, there is a reviews link, and so that'll show you our page where you can write a review. We really appreciate that. Have I covered everything? I think.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right. Good. All right. Well.
Content form. So that was algorithm changes.
Algorithm changes. And we'll write down our tip as soon as we're done. Thank you guys for listening. My name is Chris Burris.
Paul Hansen.
Charles Lewis.
Bye-bye for now.
Here's one. If you link to a